Hello Internet, my name is Persephone and welcome to my channel. With World of Warcraft Midnight fast approaching and with it the addition of player housing in the pre-patch and the early access, I've seen a lot of discussion within the gold making and collecting community about the craftable decor items throughout the game. There's a few spreadsheets floating around, and of course, the WoW database website that has a lot of information, but neither of the spreadsheets I was able to find had exactly what I was looking for. So I made one myself with the help of a friend of mine who basically got some of the information and got it started for me. So I wanted to show the spreadsheet and what I got from it and where I'm going to use it to make decisions for myself, and hopefully others can use it as well. But yeah, this is my WoW player housing crafted decor materials spreadsheet. All of the numbers here on this first page, the expansion tools, are just the items as they're used within the crafts, and they are calculated based on you are making one of everything. So they're not broken down by this craft uses this craft uses that. They are expansion and everything that is used in their final form to make the decor items. Going to the second tab, this is just things that you can gather broken down by expansion. So we have mining and prospecting, herbalism, skinning and fishing, cloth, enchanting, and miscellaneous. Miscellaneous are things that are farmable, but not really anything that I would necessarily say is any of these other categories. So you'd get eternals, primals, the wood goes in here, the lumber. We have some blood of Sargeras, etc. Energy cells from Mechagon are here. But yeah, broken down by their raw form. So it took the information from this, so you can see hardened adamantite bar. Okay, well, what do you need for those? You'd find that information broken down at its core here. And again, this is for the complete making one of everything. I will say I don't really do inscription myself, and all of the numbers for the herbs that are listed like this here, where it has many herbs with a number, those are based off of figures that I could find averages for milling. Obviously, some people will have really good luck, some people will have really bad luck, and I will say my figures down here, they seem really high for the specific herbs. They do seem really high, and I don't know if I did my math wrong or the information I found for milling of these two expansions here was maybe a little off, or maybe it really is that high. But I will say, with the caveat, this feels high, but it may not be. But yeah, I have little notices here for different things that I felt was important to specify. All right, in the other tabs though, it breaks it down by each craft and what it has based on the expansion. So we're on the alchemy page and you can see, okay, well, what can I get from BFA Alchemy? You can get the Zandalari bottle shipment, and it uses dark pine lumber, anchorweed, and crystal vial. So that one's gonna be really easy, but I have it broken down like this for every recipe. So if you're looking here and you're like, okay, why do I need, say 6 hardened elementium bars, you can come and find the item that uses hardened elementium bars in whatever profession that it happens to do. You can also click on it and it'll take it to the WoW database website. So that is really nice. I also have the first page hyperlinked. I didn't hyperlink this page because I thought most of you already know what Wowhead is. So if it's something that was a raw material, you'd find it from this page to craft things. So you're like, okay, well, I have all of these items. What are they for? But I didn't farm X amount of things. So that's basically how my spreadsheet is broken down. I wanted to do a little bit more, but this took days to put together. And I was like, no, it's done. This is where we're at. Now, you might be thinking, okay, Percy, how are you going to use that in the future? Well, one, I want at least one of everything. There are certain items that are obviously going to be made more than once for each person. Like for me personally, there's an item from WoD Enchanting that I know I'm going to want a dozen of, if not more. So I'm going to need to farm extra of these. But the information provided is basically one of everything. So you look at this and you go, okay, well, I want to go farm some things to be ready for when housing comes out. What can I farm? You can find exactly what ingredients are used for all of the decor items, so you don't waste your time farming things that aren't used, or you don't waste your time farming things that aren't really used a lot. So for instance, fiery core is a very common drop from vanilla, but you only need 5 of them. And you might be like, okay, is this for an item that I might need a lot of? Is this worth farming? The fiery core is for the Trisfal hollow campfire. And like that might be something people are willing to grab more than one of. Maybe they want a couple. Personally, I'm probably only going to want one of these, but that's just me. But you can do the same thing when looking at basically anything. So you can say, okay, what is the Inferno Ruby for? Do I really need to farm more than one Inferno Ruby? So I use the search function, and then I go to the different professions until I see which one uses the Inferno Ruby. And it looks like it is Inscription. Oh no, this is the Inferno Ink. So let's go ahead and keep looking. Where is the Inferno Ruby? Oh, it's in leatherworking, and that is using the Sealed Twilight Mosaic. Okay, so I think this is a wall design, or maybe for the ground. I'm not sure, but I could definitely see people maybe using more than one of these. So maybe get a couple extra. Like I said, there are definitely things that I don't think the majority of people will want more than one of. I'm not saying that that's, for sure. Like an item I'm only going to want one of is called I think it's in engineering, the Gilnean Problem Solver. For me, the Gilnean Problem Solver is a one and done craft. So the materials for it, I'm not going to feel necessary to farm a lot of for myself, and maybe not a lot of to make extras for the community. That's essentially what I'm going to do. Is I'm going to come over here and look at this and say, okay, well, I kind of want to do something from Miss Pandaria. So let's find this kind of like teal color. What can I farm in Miss Pandaria? And I can see that it has 128 ghost iron ore, which honestly is not a lot of ghost iron, but it does have a lot of trillium. So personally, I've been going and doing my half hill farms to try to use up some of my trillium, or not use up, but gain trillium. But the same can be said for a lot of other things. Like, what can I do now to go farm and get ready? I'm definitely not going to waste my time farming rune cloth. 86 rune cloth is not enough to justify my time. I'm probably not going to do any skinning farms hi Bandit. I'm probably not going to do any skinning farms because these skinning farms, none of these are high numbers. Like Mistouched Leather is kind of there, but I don't think that's high enough to justify me going out of my way to make these farms worth it. I will say there are some things here that I would suggest, like if you have alts that can get them, to start farming them now, specifically Fellhide and Fellwort. These are items that are rewarded from world quests that are time gated in Legion. But yeah, that's my spreadsheet. I'm going to be using it to farm my own materials, using it to farm materials to sell. I'm going to be using this to base how I spend the next month or so. And yeah, I wanted to share it with you guys. The spreadsheet will be linked down below in the comments. Please share it with your friends. I worked really hard on it and I want to make sure other people can use it. If you find any mistakes, do not feel bad about calling me out on it. Let me know what was wrong. If my math was wrong anywhere, please tell me. Like I said, I worked really hard on this, but that doesn't mean I'm infallible. So please let me know if you find any mistakes. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, make sure to hit that like button. If you want to see more videos by me, make sure to subscribe. And don't forget to comment any questions, compliments, or concerns you may have down below.